Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. Hello, this is Brad Weisman, and you're listening to Real Estate and You, of course. I got a really cool guest with us today. He's a guy I've known for a real long time. He's probably my tallest friend ever. I don't think I have any friends that are any taller than this guy that's going to be coming up here. So without further delay, let's talk about Tony Daskus from GoodFellas Granite is right here in front of me, live in the Keller Williams Real Estate and You studio. How you doing, Tony?
Good.
Okay, good. So, it's been a while. I haven't seen you in a really long time.
Yeah, it's been about 3 months.
3 months. And also, last time we saw each other, it was actually a really cool, we did a video.
Right, yes.
And we had fun doing that. We were actually at your shop. I got to see how to do, actually how you not make the granite. I guess the earth does that for us, right?
Oh, yeah. Good old Mother Nature.
Good old Mother Nature, that's right. So what I want to talk about today and just talk over is in residential real estate, commercial, restaurants, everything, the thing we see, actually even in bathrooms I see it now a lot, is granite.
Yeah.
It is like the product now. I mean, everybody's using granite. So what are you seeing?
Well, it's really all natural stone in general. Granite, is still the front runner. But more and more, we're doing quartzites, which is still a natural product. It's kind of in between a marble and a granite. Not as soft as a marble, but harder than a marble, but not as dense as a granite.
Okay, so that's funny when you say that. There's actually different hardnesses. Like, so when I look at granite or quartz or marble, what is the hardest?
Well, granite is the hardest. Granite is without a doubt the hardest.
Okay, and then what's after that?
Then I would say quartz. Then you can go with quartzite, and then marble and limestone, sandstone would be your softest.
Okay. So marble's actually softer.
It's very soft, and it's basically just compressed talc or calcium.
Okay.
And it's just been molded over millions of years of heat and compression, and that's what forms pretty much all stone. But the granite is just a denser material.
Yeah. We've had granite in our house for 20 years. It was before I knew you, so of course it wasn't done through GoodFellas. Sure. But I gotta say, what a great product it is. It really is amazing. It's been in my house for 20 years, and when somebody talks about indestructible, it's not. I shouldn't say it's not indestructible. But I gotta tell you, we have put hot pans, hot plates, you name it. I've cut on it, and the only thing it does is dull my blades. So the Cutco girl does not like when I cut on my granite. But no, it's just got so much going on for it, and I just love it. So let's go back to the other thing you had said. We know a lot of people are using granite, and I noticed the prices are not where they were 20 years ago. They're actually better.
Much cheaper.
Yeah.
As granite got popular, a lot more people and a lot more countries got into it, especially when the big box stores opened. So it used to be, anybody who did natural stone, marbles, granites, it was, you had to have a mansion. You had to have
right, exactly.
$1 million home.
That's what I thought.
But, when the big box stores got involved, people found it to be more affordable. And
right.
It actually did get more affordable. Everybody got involved, so the market kind of got flooded. Everybody was trying to outdo each other for price, because they wanted to sell what
supply
they
and
had,
demand, right?
And the prices went down. So the homeowners really got a good deal.
Yeah.
They would have spent probably 30 to 40, maybe even 50% more had they done the same work as 20 years ago than they're doing now.
I remember what I paid 20 years ago, and it was not cheap. It was one of the things that I had to really think about before I actually put it in my house, because I was like, well, I could do a lot more with this money. Yeah. And I know today I look at people's kitchens and they tell me what they spent, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I mean, it's a good value. It really is.
Well, granite. When builders were building homes, granite was like an astronomical upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a very very few selection. There wasn't a lot of granite because there wasn't a lot of countries really doing it.
Right.
Or exporting it.
Now, when you say it, has the supply gone up? Are there more mining? Is there more mining of it? Or
across the world, there's a lot more what happened was when granite got popular, everybody wanted a piece of it.
Okay, got it.
So the countries that were doing the quarrying were like Italy and Spain, and they were getting blocks from Africa and different countries, but they were all going through mostly Italy. Italy was your number one source. But as it gained popularity, they started bringing in blocks from Australia, from India, from Brazil.
Right.
Everybody wanted to get involved, and that
brings the price down.
I mean, when I started in the granite business 37 years ago,
wow,
I had a sample board with 12 little samples on it that are 3 inch by 3 inch. And I walked around. We actually sold a lot more marble tile back then.
Right.
Very few granite counters or tile. But now, I mean, I have, just in my warehouse alone, I have 500 slabs.
I know. We were in there.
There's so many different colors available. And that's the thing that people still don't realize. People that don't know granite think that it's just whatever a tombstone looks like.
Yeah.
And it's so far from that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in fact, I don't even think of a tombstone anymore. No. When I think of granite, I think about, you go into the casinos and they use it for urinals.
Everything.
They use it for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, granite now is become so plentiful, and what I kind of liked when Jess and my wife and I went in there, I like the fact that you do have a lot of choices and that it's all right there in front of you. When I got the granite in my kitchen, I got to tell you, I didn't have that availability. Right. They sold me on that little block that you talked about. Sure. And basically what happened is I picked that little block. I never saw my slab. Right. Whereas when I was at your place to pick out our bar, which you did a fantastic job on, and everybody gives us all kinds of compliments, and you haven't seen it yet because of COVID.
I know.
But it looks amazing. You guys did a fantastic job. But what's funny is that we picked out the slab. You said, no, this is the slab I'm going to be cutting it from, Well,
that's what we like to do. And that's really, if you're shopping for granite, you should actually go see your slab. I mean, if you go and you choose it from a small sample, I mean, that sample could be 10 years old.
Right.
So even if it's the most consistent granite, unless it's a solid black, it could be the most consistent granite there is. It may be lighter, darker, browner, rarer, bluer. It could have been, it's not going to.
It's a natural product.
Yeah. Chances of it matching that little sample you saw in somebody's showroom is very slim.
Yeah.
But if you go and see the actual slab, you know exactly what you're getting. You're seeing every vein. A lot of these slabs today, especially, that have a lot of variation. There's no way you can see that much variation in movement and veining in a 6-inch sample.
No, there's no way. You can't. I just know that even though the one that's in my kitchen is a very less personality. It's very uniform. Right. But there's some spots in there that if I would have just seen that, I probably wouldn't have picked it. Exactly. So that's interesting. So let's go into that's granite, and like I said, the granite thing's amazing. Let's talk about quartz. So quartz is also natural too, right?
No, quartz is a man-made product.
Man-made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quartz, the recipe for granite for quartz is anywhere between 85 to 93% quartz, the mineral, which is very hard and dense. Sand for filler.
Oh, interesting.
Pigment that gives it the color. And then there's a resin that holds it all together.
Interesting.
So usually the better the brand, the more quartz to sand ratio. A lot of times if you see guys that are advertising these extraordinarily low quartz prices, that sand, the ratio starts to even out. So sand is very porous. Quartz is very dense. So the reason why you got quartz is you wanted that low maintenance product that doesn't stain easily.
Right.
But now you got that bargain quartz with more sand. All of a sudden, that non-porous surface you got, not so non-porous.
Not so good. It's soaking up red wine. It's soaking up everything.
Exactly.
And what's funny? As soon as you include the human being into a product, that's when the product can change. Yes. You can change the quality of it, because the thing with granite, the thing that I know puts you aside from the other granite companies is, and what you talk about all the time, is it's the install.
Oh yeah,
it's the cutting. It's everything that has to do. The human element
every
is all of that.
Yeah,
the granite itself came out of the earth.
Exactly. Every step is important. If the guy, if my guy templating makes a mistake, the job is wrong.
Yeah.
If we cut it wrong, it's wrong. If we install it wrong, it's wrong. So we all have to be on point. We all have to get it right. And I'll only bring in first quality materials, because if we're going to put that kind of effort into the template, the fabrication, and installation, then the material's got to be top quality as well.
Awesome. Very cool. So getting back into quartz. Now, you said there was some kind of another product besides quartz. I forget what it was.
There's quartzite.
Quartzite.
Now, quartzite is, like I said, it's a natural stone.
Okay.
It's kind of in between a marble and granite as far as hardness. It looks a lot like a marble, which is why it's so popular.
Gotcha.
Especially the white quartzites. They look just like a marble, but they're a little bit denser, so they make it a little bit. They make it better for countertop use. So we actually sell a lot of it because people love that white marble look.
Yeah. Yep.
The quartz,
well, it's clean looking.
Right.
Yeah.
The quartz, the man-made quartz, looks a lot like marble, but it lacks the depth that a natural stone gives you. So it still has a little bit of that plastic man-made kind of look. So you kind of, well, it looks like marble, but I know it's not marble.
Well, you know it probably more than anybody knows.
Yeah, but even like I said, if you start getting into that bargain brand, and you kind of can tell.
Yeah, I gotcha. It totally makes sense. And it's funny how anytime you get into that kind of situation, there's always that look of like, okay, this doesn't look quite right. Now, this is really exciting because I didn't know you were even doing this until today, until you just told me about this before we started the show, and it was that you're now doing butcher block.
That's correct, yeah.
So tell me about what are you doing with that?
Well, a lot of times when we used to bid a job, butcher blocks started to become popular, and we were doing just the natural stone countertops, and somebody else would end up doing the butcher block.
Right.
So we figured, I have a connection to an excellent woodworker down in the Lancaster area, and we decided that instead of losing that portion of the job,
right.
I know he's a craftsman. I know he's going to take the same approach as far as quality and making sure everything's right. So we incorporated that part, the butcher block, into the granite.
Awesome.
So now we can sell the butcher block in the natural stone counter.
Now, are you doing that for the whole counter, or are you doing it for islands, or where's that being used?
You know what? Most of the time, people want it for an accent piece.
Got it.
So a lot of times, it'll be mostly an island. They're more decorative. Most people have them now. They're more decorative. They're not really, the kind of, because first of all, they're not cheap. So
no, I'm sure it's
much easier to go to Walmart and buy a $5 cutting board than cut on your.
So you're saying the butcher block's more than $5? Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly.
A little bit more than that. So anyway, so when you say butcher block, I'm picturing something that's thick.
No, it's like natural stone. You can make it any thickness you want.
Okay.
Most of the time, people do about a 2-inch thick. And like you said, there's various different colors it comes in. End grains, side grains. There's a lot of face grains. There's a lot of different things, just like you can do with stone. But like I said, it's more of a decorative thing. Mostly islands right now. I'm a little hesitant to do it around a sink area because it is
water?
wood.
Yeah, because it can swell, right?
It can swell. So, I always try to talk people out of doing it around a sink area. Mostly just do it as an island or an accent piece.
Got you. That's so. The only thing that I know about that I've always heard about butcher block, which I don't know if true or not, they would say this, is you have to be careful when you're putting raw meat on there or something else. Is that ever a concern? Do you hear about that?
Well, it's definitely will absorb things. I mean, there's disinfectants and there's stuff to do on the butcher block. And
after you're done.
Right, and we have a sheet that we hand out for maintenance and stuff for the butcher block.
Well, even I would think any countertop, if you're putting raw meat on it, I don't care if it's granite or not, if there's any kind of bacteria there, you should be cleaning that up before you do something else on there.
Which is the other good thing about granite. Granite is second only to stainless steel as far as being an antibacterial product.
Didn't know that. Yeah. That's interesting. It's second to stainless steel.
Second to stainless
steel.
So
if you're looking, so maybe that's why restaurants use it and things like that, because you can actually clean the bacteria off.
Exactly.
Stainless steel's the best, right?
Stainless steel's the best. And that's why stainless steel you'll find in every restaurant.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So you know what? We went through this pretty quick. Yeah. That was a real quick show because we had a lot to talk about.
Exactly.
But I just want to say thanks for coming in, Tony.
My pleasure.
And I know we're going to be doing dinner hopefully sometime soon with you and your wife because we like to do that. Jess and I and you and Nicole like to hang out and have dinner. We haven't been able to do that for a while, but I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for coming on the show. It's GoodFellas Granite. What's your website there? GoodFellas Granite.
It's GoodFellas Granite
LLC.com. Awesome. Very cool. So go see Tony if you're looking for any granite or any kind of quartz or quartzite or butcher block, any of that stuff, and he'll take care of you. All right. So there you have it. That was Tony Daskus from GoodFellas Granite. What a great place. If you're out there, seriously, there's tons and tons of granite slabs you can pick from. They take really good care of you, and they do great work. So I just want to say thanks to Tony and for being on the show, and we will see you real soon or talk to you real soon about the next show. Thank you. Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.